He's probably the most handsome man I've.
We got some exciting new Bachelor promos during the Dancing with the Stars finale, and we're breaking down all the details. Hey guys, welcome back to another Shared News from Home. We finally have some more footage from Matt James's Bachelor season coming up. But before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future updates. As always, I'm your host, Gabby Gonta, and I'm joined by the amazing Avery Grooms today. Hi, Avery.
Hello, Gabby.
Okay, I know we're all so excited for Matt's season, but first let's take a look at the new promo for Tayshia, our Bachelorette this week, because we have a lot to look forward to. Let's take a look at this first clip.
Tayshia's season of The Bachelorette still has so many more shocking surprises.
Shocking surprises. There's more stuff coming up. I think this is a bit of a warning to us, because Tayshia's season has been going so well and so smooth so far that they're like, wait, please stick around because more cool drama and stuff is going to go down. But what do you think about what's coming next for the rest of the season, Avery?
Yeah, I was just thinking how smoothly things are running and everyone seems very happy and content. So we know something's about to take a huge turn. So they got to throw in the shock factor, and who knows what it could possibly be. It's going to be shocking, apparently. So we'll see.
We will see. We know it's going to be emotional and drama filled as always. But in this next clip, especially, Tayshia breaks down a bit and starts crying. We can almost barely understand what she's saying, but let's take a closer look and see if we can figure out what it's about.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Wow, so this looks like a sort of behind the scenes moment. Looks like she's running around in the dark with producers. Something obviously happened to make her upset. Sounds like she's saying, okay, I'm sorry. So what do you think she could be sorry about, Avery? Or what do you think started this whole breakdown from Tayshia?
Gosh, who knows? Probably drama with the men, but I'm just thinking, what could she possibly be sorry for? Like, why is she sorry if that is what she said, So I don't know. It's already a shocking surprise.
It is. It's definitely going to have to do with the men, I'm sure. Not sure what she's sorry about either. Maybe some miscommunication or something happens like that fell on her. But we're going to have to see what happens in that moment. Hopefully we got it this week. In this next clip, we see a lot more of the guys and that they're confronting each other about a cheater in the house. Let's take a look.
Nobody's really feeling confident.
What just happened?
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
I can't.
So much there. That's crazy. I think Noah was the one to say, once a cheater, always a cheater. So from what I can remember from the previous episodes, the only person that we know for sure is a cheater is Tayshia's ex-husband, because she said that herself. And we know there was some, rumors about him showing up on the season somehow. So I don't know if that's related or if something comes up with one of the guys as one of her contestants. But overall, these guys look absolutely distressed and over it already. So what do you think is going on to make them feel it this way?
It went like 0 to 100 so quick. Everyone had smiles and now they're over here like, I can't. Everything took a turn. And the cheating, it seems like it's almost directed at Tayshia. So I'm assuming maybe it has to do with her ex-husband. Just the way he said, I can't, because he was talking to her. It's like, okay, did she mess up? Is it on her? I don't know. But from these clips, it doesn't look like it's much drama within the men themselves, more something regarding Tayshia.
Yeah, it is starting to look like that, which is so interesting because she's been such an unproblematic angel so far. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But in this next clip, it looks like she gets a visitor from one of her family members to try and help her out. So let's take a look.
Tayshia, I don't want you to be making the biggest mistake of your life.
It's just like a lot. It's like a lot.
So it's a lot for Tayshia to handle, but it looks like that was her dad that came to visit her on set and told her that he didn't want her to make the biggest mistake of her life. So obviously those words, he said those on the ground of something that she was doing that would be a mistake. So do we think we're going to get this moment next week when her dad shows up, or do we think this is a little bit farther down the line when maybe she's down to a couple guys and he doesn't approve of one of them? What's your theory here, Avery?
I think it'll maybe be a little longer down the line. You know, they love to keep us on edge, and everything already seems so intense. The vibes have completely changed. We're just seeing like tears and trauma now. So maybe we'll get a little bit of the cheating this week and then the dad will show up later, but it's a little hard to tell right now.
It is hard to tell, but we're going to keep our eyes open for any clues that happen in this week's episode and for more promos to see if we can figure out what is going to go down for the rest of Tayshia's season. But for now, let's dive into Matt's new trailer because it is jam-packed with new teasers and moments to look forward to in his season. Let's take a look at this first clip. We can clearly see that, you know, young women in their 20s, 30s is the prime audience for the Bachelorette because this next clip, Matt is looking fine as ever.
Premiering on January 4th. An incredible new season.
So there he is, our new Bachelor, Matt James. If we didn't already know he was good looking, it certainly proved that in this clip. And I think they're making sure that they want us to tune in next season. And I'm sure most of us will. But what do you think about them just right off the bat, starting with a very zoomed in close-up of Matt's abs for this promo?
Oh, yes, of course. They came in so hot with that. And I mean, how can you not put that on display as like first thing when you do have abs like that? The Bachelor loves to do those shower moments, I've noticed. But so I wasn't shocked by that, but I was shocked about like how clean cut his abs were. So looking forward to seeing more of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure as soon as he got the call that he was going to be on national television, he's like, okay, I gotta like,
oh yeah,
square up, hit the gym. He was already good looking, but still to make it look that much better. So, but of course we learn a little bit more about Matt's personality and other things that matter. And in this next clip, we learn that love is important to him. Let's take a look.
With our new Bachelor, Matt James.
Love for me is about the heart.
Love for me is about the heart. So very poetic. I think he's such a classy man. We can tell he's riding up in this Porsche, is wearing a velvet suit. Like they're just really setting the scene for this like 007, like very suave type guy. We know he's funny and has a sense of humor and all that too, but they're really like portraying him to be this amazing new Bachelor for everyone to look forward to. So what do you think about what he says here about love?
I think it just shows, once again, he's so genuine, and I just think they are portraying him some type of way, but he's just that like classy type of guy, mama's boy, just, you know, something that girls love, and they're just like playing up that even more, which is great for the show, great for him. And I just think he is like super authentic. I don't think it's like him putting on a role. He just seems like a super genuine, sweet guy.
He really does, and he thinks everything in life is a blessing. So we're going to see a clip from that up next.
And the way that I view life, everything is a blessing.
And the girls are cheering for him, of course, because they're so excited to meet him. And of course, life is a blessing when you have 30 women you get to date at once and, you know, everything's about you. So besides that, what do you think about this clip where he's, you know, standing at the podium at the bottom of the stairs of this amazing resort getting ready to meet these girls?
I could only imagine how he's feeling. He's probably so excited, so nervous. It's all probably setting in that moment like, wow, I'm the Bachelor, especially after having no other experience on the show. So a huge blessing for him and for us to get to have him as the Bachelor.
And for us as well. That's very true. In this next clip, we can see a few moments of dates where we can get a closer look at some of the dates that he'll be going on. And the girls are stoked to be dating Matt, of course. So let's take a look.
He's tall, dark, and handsome. What more could you want? He's probably the most handsome man I've ever...
Most handsome man she's ever met. That's true. He's very handsome and looks like they're having fun doing some hot tub dates and very outdoorsy stuff. So what do you think about these first initial clips of these dates that we're getting?
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a lot of different fun activities. We haven't seen that as much with Tayshia's season just because of the circumstance, but that's hopeful. We saw some outdoor scenes, just like different things, not all in that same hotel. And not one girl could say something poorly about him. They're all just hyping him up, as they should. But it looks super fun.
It does look super fun. We're going to get some more clips of other date ideas they have after this, and the potential that people start falling in love.
Maybe someone that I could share my life with.
He just keeps getting hotter. Yum. Daddy.
What do you think about like this firework moment specifically, and how Matt was saying, you know, I could spend the rest of my life with you? Do we think that he's going to end up engaged at the end of this?
I think so, and I hope so. I mean, they're just giving us very small clips, but even just these little snippets look very intense and like passionate. And just by looking at this, it looks like he has real connections with several women. So that's very telling in itself. Hopefully he does fall in love with one of them at the end of it.
Hopefully he does too. In this next clip, we hear from one of the girls that she's falling in love with him. Let's take a look.
We had like a real connection, a real spark. I definitely could see myself falling in love with you. Oh my gosh, I am so in love.
I'm so in love with Matt, she says. So we have at least one girl who falls in love with him, probably multiple. Do you think Matt is going to also fall for one of these girls? You know, as we saw in the last promo, he's never been in love, doesn't really know how that feels, but there's clearly amazing dates that are going on, ziplining, ATVs. You know, it's a perfect setting to fall in love. So do we think Matt is going to do it by the end of his season?
I think so. It is the perfect setting. You know, he's at the age and he seems ready that he wants to find love. So it looks like he's really going to take this seriously and commit to it. And it's just, what better setup to fall in love? You have all these girls who are obviously swooning over him, all these activities, a nice setting, you know. It's just setting him up for that. So hopefully he reaches it.
Hopefully he does. But of course, this wouldn't be a Bachelor season without some crazy drama and fighting. So we've seen all the happy rainbows and butterflies parts of the season. But the next clip shows more of the dark side. Let's take a look.
All of my worst insecurities are coming out. I feel like I'm like losing my mind. I want to see Matt.
It looks like you have a guilty conscience.
You have no class.
So we have girls screaming some clear confrontations. You have no class. I'm losing my mind. Looks like these girls are going through the ringer for it. So they're obviously excited to meet and date Matt, but that doesn't come without some of the hardships. So just based off of these clips, what kind of situations, drama, issues do you think are going to happen between these girls?
I'm getting the vibe that there's going to be a lot of confrontation and just they seem very intense. Like, that was kind of scary. Like, I'd be scared to be confronted in this group of girls just from watching that. But, you know, it's The Bachelor. We can expect a lot of tears, a little bit of cat fights, some bickering. And then, of course, we always have girls like who do become great friends, which I never understand after like dating the same guy, but it's funny how that works.
I know, it's so weird. I think it's just because the Bachelor set or the Bachelor land is such a different scenario that you end up becoming good friends with, you know, your ex's ex, I guess. That's how it would be. Yeah, it's super weird, but it's great that they can make friendships while being on this show. Some of the girls are not here for the other girls, though. Not there to make friends, only there for Matt. And we see a little bit of that in the next clip.
I'm not here for the girls. I'm here for Matt. I just have to hope that it's worth it.
An all-new season of The Bachelor premieres January 4th.
So she's just hoping it's all worth it. The ups and the downs, you know, that it would all work out in the end. So what do we think about this? You know, a lot of the girls don't want to be there to make friends. They just want to be with Matt and they're hoping it works out. Do we think it's going to be all worth it in the end? Or is this going to be another shocking ending where someone isn't together, or it's a Peter situation where it's like, you know, it breaks the engagement and is dating another girl, just like craziness? Do we think it's going to be a smooth ending, or do we think it's going to be craziness just based on the few promo clips that we've seen so far?
Well, I hope it's not another Peter situation. We don't need to go through that again. But I feel like we hear this a lot, just the whole, I'm not here to make friends, I'm not here for the other girls. There's always that one girl who says that. And from my perspective, I feel like I wouldn't want someone who's not going to get along with anyone else. And I feel like the lead can always see through that, or hopefully can. So hopefully Matt James doesn't get caught up in any of the drama and it doesn't steer him towards the wrong direction. Just because he hasn't been on the other side of things, I feel like that is an advantage of being on the show prior. You know what it's like to be on the other side. He doesn't, but I hope he just, doesn't get involved in that. And hopefully there's not too much of it, but it makes for good TV. So maybe, but I think he can find love at the end of this, and I think he will.
I think he will too. I'm hopeful, at least. He seems like a smart guy. And he seems, really level-headed and just like a really social guy. So I think he will be able to communicate his feelings really well and hopefully avoid a penis situation, like you said. Well, that's all we have for you guys today in these latest promos. But of course, we want to know in the comments what you think about everything going on. Do your detective work with us and let us know all your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell because we'll be back talking all things Bachelor news in the future. I'm Gabby Gonta. You can follow me on socials at Gabby Gonta. And Avery, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Avery Grooms.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.